So we should be popping up on stream in a minute here, or not. I don't know. And I don't have coffee. I need to go get coffee before we start.
Go for it.
I'll be right back. You guys talk. Check sound levels for me, please.
Hey, Jeff, I just posted a link in the thing for a different map. Go to there and see if you can't see that map. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I feel like it has something to do with the syncing the view and the viewport controls.
I'm running a little bit behind today because we're checking on some issues with Old Bear Rodeo. Otherwise, good morning.
Is Jeff there? He's having camera issues.
That's him. He's just hiding in the corner.
I see the little two boxes circling each other, but I don't see Jeff.
So do we see?
Yeah, I don't see that. So,
I'm going to refresh Discord.
Uh-oh.
Now I see Jeff.
It's okay. The way I have it set up, I have it full screen and it just shuffles you guys around, so people don't see anything. Can they hear us, Ryan?
I can hear me.
You can hear you? Do you hear me on Discord? Or on Twitch? Yeah, and Jeff?
Jeff, say something.
Hello, can you hear me?
Rick?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ready to rock.
All right, cool. We got something. We had a little bit of technical difficulties here this morning. Welcome to Two Nerds, One Quest. I'm your host and DM, JC Dittmer, here with these three nerds because we are missing Norm, and it is evident on the technical side of things that we are missing Norm. But in all honesty, I was ready. I have everything ready. I had the window open for the Owlbear. Owlbear failed us. They went to their 2.0 and something failed where the players can't see the map, which sucks. So we're going to theater the map this morning.
They don't want your honesty, John. Lie to them, baby. Lie to them.
I messed up. I am just awful. I am a horrible technician when it comes to this streaming stuff. You said lie to him. I'm actually pretty good at this stuff, although I don't do it much.
Feeling it.
That man right there in the ghost shirt, hell yeah. And the fedora is one Ryan Crixus Kukta playing Lady Sil this morning.
Good morning, y'all. Ready to rock and roll this Sunday morning. A little bit of a late start, but that doesn't mean anything. We'll pack it with fun today.
Oh, yeah. Pack it with fun. Okay. The man below me is one Rick Kain? Rick Kain, LaFave.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Doing good.
And last but not least, the legend, the lore master, the lazy dragon, the limerick maker, the lump of coal. I could have said other things. The lump of coal in our stocking, our proverbial bad boy stocking, was one Jeff. God, I'm making myself laugh this morning. Jeff Crew Williams. I have not said that one yet.
No matter how bad you are, I'll still show up on Christmas morning.
Oh, yeah. So, Jeff, I told you to recap last week, and you weren't here. How did that go?
It was very interesting. I had watched most of it, and then my connection got bad, but I watched all of it last night.
Cool.
So, yeah. So,
got a recap and a limerick?
I got a little of both. So let's start with Sil is back and seems to be leading, with Kain and anything near him bleeding. Abed speaks with his raven. Ellie hopes this ruined haven is exactly what TBD is needing.
Nice. Very, very nice.
So, last week, a group of misfits, a group of ne'er-do-wells. I don't know what you want to call them. Were hired by
ne'er-do-wells. How do they do?
Hired by Ellie to clear out the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca in hopes that it could be repurposed for a TBD franchise outlet location. After a little bit of day drinking with Jim the Dwarf, they headed out at dusk and heard howling sounds and saw some lights that were inside. Turns out that they were able to find some infused rocks that had dancing lights attached to them, and they found a pipe that was rigged up to blow across some bottles to make some spooky noises. So with Kain's assistance at opening doors and disarming traps with his weapons, they were able to stop that from happening. And when they did hear some noise in the basement, they went and investigated and found a wolf and 3 kobolds and took care of them and found a chest with some coins and stuff, and they got a reward from Ellie and the promise of possible future work. So one extra one because I was out last week. The Thirsty Alpaca job went quick. Turns out it was mostly a trick. But the kobolds and their pet are no longer a threat, proving this new team is quite slick.
Nice. You ended with ICK, and I was expecting something else in there somewhere, and it never happened. Such a tease. Anyway. Oh, all right. So we have, speaking of future work from Ellie, they're trying to set up TBD, actually build back the Thirsty Alpaca now that it's been cleared out. There was a shipment of lumber that was supposed to be coming from Absalom that has not arrived. It's a week overdue. Ellie has asked you guys to go investigate. Go travel up the trade trail between here and Absalom and see if you can find any clues that would lead to knowledge of what happened to this shipment of lumber. Part of your reward for this will be lodging, free lodging for the time being, until it starts being a thing where lodging is so full that lodging is no longer available, and then at that point she'll have a conversation with you and you'll probably have reduced lodging. She has taken a shine to you guys, specifically Kain. There's something in the way she looks at you is not... She looks at you almost with, like, fond memory, like you're a reminder of someone that she used to know. On this, Abed had gone a little talking with his raven, and she couldn't really get him to snap out of whatever conversation he was in and speak English. So she has asked Crew, you're a halfling? Or gnome? Gnome. Her gnome friend that helped Lady Syl out in the cave the first time you met, to travel along with you. She's given you rations for basically the full travel to Absalom and back. Take about, I didn't look this up, I'm going to say a week to go travel the trail and back, looking for any signs. Is there anything you would like to do before you depart?
How big was the shipment of lumber that we're looking for? Are we looking like for several wagons, wagon?
There's 2 wagon loads of lumber. It was basically for the framing of the bar. The stone is being reworked right now by several dwarves. And most of the stonework is still there. It's just being repaired and filled in and built back out for the foundation. And they were supposed to be starting building the framing of the house this weekend. lumber hasn't arrived yet.
So if we're going to, I don't know, carry lumber, we'll need some horses. Huh?
Sure, yeah. Let's see. I can get you. Give me the better part of the evening here. In the morning, I will have horses for you. Let's see, there are 2 wagons. I will have 4 horses for you. One will have to roll alongside you, but there'll be 2 horses each to pull the wagons when you find them.
Great.
Is there anything else you think you'd need?
You know any of the people who were originally hauling this? Is like there somebody a person we should be looking for, or a name?
Is that Absalom?
Are they?
It was
Absalom?
a special lumber. It's a treated lumber, a magically treated lumber from Absalom. That's why I didn't get it from the sawmill here. It actually was from here, went to Absalom, was treated, and is on its way back.
In case any old person accidentally, hits the accelerator instead of the gas, they just bounce off of it instead of plowing through the building.
It's got barrier infused into it.
It happens.
Yep.
Fireproof wood.
Fireproof wood. Collapse-proof wood. It's like iron.
Just be a mean to play on somebody.
Here you go. Start a fire.
Don't buy the damage-proof wood. It's really hard to cut.
Yeah. Exactly, right? Hard to put nails in, too. It's got to be all pre-drilled before it's treated. It's a pain in the ass. All right.
We're currently at the tavern, the other tavern, right?
Yeah, the Crow's something.
Crow's Cask or something.
Yeah,
or
Crow's Cask.
All right. I don't need anything, but he's definitely gonna snitch a bottle from behind the bar at some point, so that he has something for the road.
Hell's her name? There is
not Tamerley.
It's not Tamerley. 9 Crow's Cask is. Crow's Casks. Megaloy. She's speaking of taking a shine to people, Megaloy's taken a shine to you. She's a former pirate. And there is something you said at some point alluded to ship work, and she was like, "I like you," and so there's kind of this understanding with, like, she's rigged it up that anything that you take, she's got an understanding with Ellie that Ellie's like, "Okay, yeah, I'll pay for that at cost," and you have no idea about any of this. You still try and sneak it, but she sees you when you do. And just kind of turns the other way.
That works.
So yeah, go ahead and put a bottle of, I don't know, rum. I mean, pirates. Yes.
That's a good pirate drink.
All right. Without any further ado, you get to the next morning. There are Ellie's there
John,
at.
Sorry,
Yes.
John.
No, okay.
Just 1 second. You see Lady Sills. She's just in the back. She's at like one of the biggest booths, but it's just her. And she's like flipping her tarot cards, trying to get kind of a reading on what this journey is going to look like. So,
Do you have tarot cards?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to flip 3 tarot cards over? Right now? We don't have to do it today.
Not right now.
We won't do it today, but we will definitely do that.
I'll keep them handy in the future.
Yes.
Roll a d20.
We'll have some fun. Well, no, it's a little more fun using actual.
You don't want to
cards.
know what I just rolled, genius.
Not going to be a successful.
It's either.
It was funny.
I was gonna say he either got the good ones out of the way or he rolled the bad one. It's fun to
Yeah, I just lost my good roll. But,
Good.
all right, so that's kind of her deals.
Okay. in the morning, you are presented with 4 horses. There is an all-black horse. There is a white and brown dappled horse. There is a brown one. And then there's one that is almost gray. It looks like it looks like the black one kind of, but when the light hits it, it kind of is like a more gray tone. Closer to Jeff's beard, right there in the bottom. Here you
Can't
go.
map on whatever. It's like it can carry the heaviest load because he probably has the most.
The heaviest load, the white and brown one is the largest horse. It is by far the biggest. It's a big girthy horse. Looks like it could hold you very well. The black one is very skittish. She mentions that. She said maybe you don't want to ride this one and have this one be carried along. I don't know. If one of you is really good with animals, go ahead, try it. With the other 3 are all very well trained. The brown one is always particularly hungry, so try not to overfeed her.
Which skill relates to your ability to handle animals?
Yeah, it's not. Is that a nature?
Nature, I would believe. That is a good question.
Yep. Command and train animals is listed under nature.
Yep.
I don't have much for that, so I would take the. I kind of like the shiny, like the changing color. So
The gray one?
I would take the gray one just to be flashy.
Do you want to take the always hungry one or the skittish one, Lady So?
I'll take the hungry one.
Okay.
She eats less nowadays.
All right. You start out in the morning. It's a beautiful day. The sun is bright and shiny. It's cool. It's one of those days that is almost conflicting in your mind. Like you look out the window and it's like it should be gorgeous and warm and hot and sunny, and you get out there and it's like it's gorgeous and sunny and there's a cool breeze. Actually feels kind of nice. It's a good day for riding. Keep the horses cool. And yeah, it's pleasant. Maybe a cloud or 2 in the sky. And you hit the open road. A trade road north to Absalom. Northeast, I believe, because Otari, or is it? I forget. It's definitely east. I don't know if it's northeast or southeast.
I think it's north because I think Otari was on the coast, right?
Yeah,
on the
it's
southern
like
coast.
the southeast coast, southwest coast, of the island of forget the name of it. Good Lord, I am an awesome DM, aren't I? Can't remember names.
You're also running the 1s and 2s today.
Yes, I am, which seems to be going okay. So,
All right. So what order do you guys want to go in?
it's a good question.
Navigating seems like that would be a crew thing, so I'll stay behind crew.
All right. Yeah, Crew hasn't been here long, but he has visited Absalom, so with Ellie when they were scouting. So, yeah, it looks like he's not. Oops, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm comfortable in the back. So,
All right.
With her card playing and man yammering.
Where are you putting the extra horse? Who's handling the extra horse?
Probably behind the last horse, so it kind of has the follow the other 3 kind of thing, and isn't distracted. I would
Lady
think.
Sill's kind of in charge of that last horse, then.
sure.
Worst case scenario, she takes off with 2 horses, and she's got 2 horses to sell.
It's a very real possibility, knowing Lady Sill. What we know of
Great way
herself.
to look at it.
So when you look at Crew, it doesn't look like he's paying a whole lot of attention to the road. He's just like he's having a nice little vacation trip, but he's actually doing a pretty good job, I think, of keeping an eye out.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That would be 23.
Yeah, despite the fact, and Kain, you're kind of looking at him, wondering if he's really paying attention, and suddenly he goes, "Oh wow!" You notice that there's like wagon ruts where the wagons have been rolling by. Suddenly there's a set of wagon tracks outside the ruts. That's still traveling on the road, but they're not in the typical ruts that people were using. It's a subtle thing to notice, but
Like, there was a wagon and then there wasn't a wagon?
it actually looked like it came out of the ruts at one point. Almost like someone wanted you to know there was another wagon here, or that there was a wagon here. Kind of strange.
Yeah, I'll point it out. I don't know if it means anything, but it's like, oh, there's a couple of wagons using this trail.
They don't normally travel side by side.
Single file to hide their numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find a wagon with a bunch of Imperial blaster marks on the side of it. You continue for the better part of the day. There is some wagon traffic back and forth. You don't see anyone riding outside of the ruts at all. The wagon eventually, those tracks eventually wander back into the wagon ruts. End of the first day has been non-eventful. You have a night. There are waypoints along this road to camp at. You camp overnight with little issue. This road is traveled frequently. Most of the wildlife stays off of these campsites. There is no one else at this one with you this evening, though. And in the morning, you wake up to a cold day and your second day of travel. Go ahead and make another perception check, Jeff. Or
18.
Late morning on the second day, there appears there's a mess at the side of the road. If you beyond the mess a little bit, you see a set of wagon tracks that came out of the rut that do suddenly disappear. It's like it was riding alongside the rut for some reason. It suddenly disappears, like something picked it up right up off the trail. There is a bunch of matted down grass, like the long grass on the side of the road's all trampled down. You see humanoid and non-humanoid footprints. You can make a nature check if you want to try and discern what those footprints are. Then massive, like something was dragged out into the woods from here, very clearly, several times. Trampled grass, a very well-worn path out into the woods.
Yeah, my nature roll is only a 3 plus 0, so...
you assume chickens did this.
You guys have some giant chickens here in...
I rolled a natural 20 on the nature check.
They're goblin footprints. You know without a doubt they're goblin footprints. Lady Syl, you recognize these as well, having worked with goblins before.
Kain looks to crew. You have weird chickens where you come from.
You have weird goblins where you're from.
You want to put a wager on which one of us is right?
I think your goblins would probably eat my chickens.
So the wagon just disappeared,
Yes.
and then there's this finely laid track going into the. They could have disassembled the wagon and just carried it off in pieces.
It would have been a lot of lumber, though, right?
Well, they wanted lumber. So they took the lumber, and maybe they just took the wagon too. I don't know.
So is there a clear path leading away from this anywhere?
The trampled grass makes a very clear path. like, it looks like something or someone took the lumber, and whoever it was wasn't trying to hide what they were doing necessarily.
Goblins are usually not very intelligent about these kind of things. Do we see anything like there was a fight with whoever was carrying the wood? Is there spatters of blood? Is there
bodies?
Armor?
Splintered. There's splintered wood. Definitely. You don't see any wagon wheels. Make an investigation check as you're looking at this trail that leads away.
I don't have investigation. Perception? Intimidation?
Perception.
Or perception. It would be perception. Sorry. I forget it's
17.
24. My perceptions are amazing.
Looking at the
tank.
19, you said, Lady Syl? Or 9?
No, I had 13, but I heard a 24.
Oh, okay. In amongst all the footprints and tracks and drag marks are wagon ruts. You actually can see wagon ruts where a wagon was pulled through this trail into the woods. And as you look down the trail, you can actually see where a lot of trees at the height of, like, any of the short trees got smacked over and stripped of their leaves. Something dragged a wagon through here.
Can we tell how fresh it is? Like, if this was just, well, I suppose it would have been whenever they. Oh, can we tell which direction? Can we tell which direction the wagon was headed before it got off the road? Like, was it on the way to or on the way from?
On the way to Otari from Absalom.
Okay.
Look, crew, you're the you're the trailblazer here. Go, we'll follow you.
All right, I'm gonna hop off the horse and give the reins to Kain. I don't know if we want to tie up the horses. Oh, I don't know. They might be a ways yet.
This is true, and even if we find the wagons, we're going to need the horses to get them back. So we're going to have to bring them
Why
with.
don't we take the horses?
All right, I think I'm gonna go on foot, but I'm gonna go stealth mode.
Okay. So you're going to go out ahead of everybody?
Yeah.
So, what was that again?
I will take control of your horse, and so we each have 2 horses.
How about this? Let's do this instead. I'll do a quick just a quick pan of the area to see if I can find anything in the nearby. And if there's nothing, then I think we're probably going to need horses to track them down. So I'll just do a quick, search the area stealthy.
Okay.
And then go back to them.
All right. So that... yeah. It's a perception check then. Right?
So 19 for stealth and 21 for perception. It's weird that one nature check in the middle was the 3.
Lady Syl and Kain, as you're standing there, suddenly Crew is just gone. you look around and he's not there. Crew, you don't find anything in the surrounding. Well, you do find some stuff. You find some like animal scat and a couple of edible berry bushes stuff. If you wanted to grab a handful as you were going by,
Yeah.
but nothing threatening in the area. You see the trail does actually continue away for around a bend and a small rise in the woodlands out of sight from where you're at.
All right, I'll head back then right on the trail.
Okay, one second before you do. Is there anything Kain and Lady still want to talk about while Crew is gone? No?
I got nothing.
Nothing? Okay. It's just a
really.
character building moment. That's all I was asking, if there was anything the two of you wanted to discuss, because you are both from here, and he is not.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna see Lady Syl just like, again, occasionally reaching out with some magic, like doing some pinging.
She's talking to herself again about what he thinks.
When you ping for magic, you do pick up on where Crew is right away. Something on him pings magical.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I'm walking back, then you're like, oh, he's gonna be coming through the brush right there,
And you see him
boom,
step
there
out.
I am.
And you actually, like, that registers to you, because they did come in and save your life, but you don't know these people yet. So
Right.
there is a, hey, if he does that again, I know how to find him thought in your head. So you can kind of notice where he goes based on that.
But no.
Yeah. All right. So the trail continues on for a ways. I think we're gonna need the horses to follow it. And here I found some edibles. I mean berries.
Lady Syl looks at him and goes, those aren't edibles. I know where those come from.
Yeah. So let's take the horses.
All right, so you take the horses further down the trail. The trail meanders and wanders about an hour into the woods. The wagon ruts still do remain. You come around a corner, and there's almost like it's like a mound in the woods, and there are trees that are built up on it. But like stacked up roughly around a cave entrance is like 3 pieces of wood that look like they're balancing precariously against this cave entrance. Like someone decided to try and build a frame for a door, but it's just leaning against the cave entrance. And if anyone took a hammer or something to it, they could probably knock it over with relative ease.
Mm.
Pinging your magic like you do, Lady Syl, you would pick up on the residual magic treatment on this wood. This seems similar to what you've been looking for.
I'll just whisper that, there's a strong presence of magic that direction.
A lot
Okay.
of yeah. Were you gonna say something, Rick? Sorry.
I just said from the cave.
A lot of the drag marks confirm this, that there's a big mess, and if you actually make a perception check, you see all the drag marks of the wood. There's a place where there was a bunch of feet walking around and trampling the earth down, and the drag marks all lead into the cave itself.
13.
11.
Are you worse than those, Lady Syl? 13 and 11?
I'm sorry, what do we roll?
Perception.
Perception.
Yeah, 11.
And actually thinking about it, no, that's good enough. In the distance, in the woods, you see like some branches stuck in a wagon. That it looks like someone tried to hide it, but again, did not hide it very well.
So it's an empty wagon, or is it, they took the wood off it?
Do you go and look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an empty wagon. Part of it, something that's a little disconcerting to you, is that there's a fifth broken wheel inside, and several other pieces that look like part of a broken wagon. Like something crushed one of the wagons, possibly.
We only have one wagon to haul this all back in, but we can hook 2 horses here to the wagon when we go into the cave. Have them wait.
Hook them in opposite directions. If they try and walk away, they're pulling. They won't go anywhere that way. So you hook the horses up to the wagon and tie off the other horses to a tree, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, we got to get this wood, right?
Yep. So in we go.
Walking into the cave, there is actually dim light coming from inside the cave, and you hear voices. Gravelly, high-pitched, goblinish voices.
Speaking in a language we don't understand?
They're actually chanting in common.
Can I ask these two goblins in your neck of the woods? Are they generally not good?
As he asks that, you hear, "We have wood, we have food, we have really ugly dude."
They tend to be chaotic, so you can't really predict about what goblins are going to be, good or bad. If you can find something they want, they can be quite friendly. If you're trying to take away from them, not so much.
So theoretically, we could buy the wood back if they want gold more.
It's possible. Depends on how they value it. Remember, they don't think like we do. They're not going to put a fair value on it. It's going to be a lot.
I pull out my coin pouch and look and see that I only brought 19 copper, and like, okay, never mind.
Lady Syl puts the coin pouch kind of farther underneath her shirt.
Okay, so the buying option ain't there.
Yeah.
There's something a bit disturbing as you start going towards the front of the cave. There suddenly seems like there's a lot of blood there. Like an abnormal amount of blood. And then that blood is dragged into the cave as well.
Dad, you were talking about exploration last week, and I think I would like to do the half-speed stealthing.
Avoid notice?
And yeah, avoid notice.
Is that going to be all of you?
Well, I can certainly try, but there's not a whole lot stealthy about Kain.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would leave them. I would probably not stand near them as we're going in as much as I can.
The cave entrance narrows down to about a 10-foot wide entrance, and about 20 feet in, it balloons out into an open thing. Go ahead and make a stealth roll, crew. You guys can actually see the faint light. You hear the voices, so maybe, I don't know, it's up to you guys. Does crew go in ahead of you guys? Knowing that does Kain like kind of go,
I think he does, but can I get one last ping? Can I tell is the wood like beyond them, or
the wood is, let's see, it's 20 feet into the cave. That cave is 40 by 20-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, you can catch a little bit of the wood. I mean, the drag marks are enough for you to believe that the wood's inside the cave. It is, I mean, there's clearly some of it outside of the cave here.
I rolled a 22 for stealth, so...
I'll try to sneak with a little bit behind crew, maybe 20 feet behind crew. I misspoke. Kain actually is trained in stealth, and he's not horrible at it. He's not as good as crew, I'm sure, but he's not horrible.
You gotta hold your chains down. I hear the chains, and I'm like, I'm gonna go faster than you, but I'm still going to stealth.
I rolled 15.
I am untrained in stealth, but I did roll a 20. So.
Oh, okay. And 15, you said? Kain?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys go in one at a time. Crew, Kain, then Lady Sill. All about 20 feet apart from each other. Crew, you get in. There are places to hide, actually, here. There is a rock formation to both the right and the left that leaves, like, kind of a walkway or tunnel. And you see the wood to the right. There are some piles of rocks in front of you as well that seem to... The light's coming from behind the rocks, and the voices seem to be coming from that area. You can head to the left, and you can head to the right behind these rock formations to stay hidden, if you would like. Is there a direction you'd like to go?
I would go left.
You would go left. Heading to the left, make a perception check.
23.
23. You hear chains. You hear chains move, and you hear a muffled groan further up the way to the left.
And I can definitely tell those aren't coming from my people.
Correct.
They're not me.
They're coming from in front of you. But you think that may be a good thing, that if they hear any of Kain's armor, it may be
muffled or mistaken. Yeah.
Mistaken for the chains. I need to look at this real quick.
All right.
What is there?
I have a question to a rules question when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So I know typically you roll perception for initiative. As a rogue, I have the ability surprise attack. On the first round of combat, if I roll deception or stealth for initiative, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to me.
Yep. And you are in a stealth mode exploring, so your stealth roll would be your roll for initiative, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. Actually, all of you are stealthing, so the second initiative starts, your stealth rolls could be your initiatives. Actually, are your initiatives. Not could be, they are, because you're stealthing. And you are unseen by the enemy. Kain, you get to the point where you can split left or right. Which way would you like to go?
Whichever way.
Let me set this up for you. So you have a big... it's 20 feet this way, 20 feet horizontally, 40 feet horizontally, 20 feet vertically, if you're looking at the map on a screen. There is like a 5 to 10 foot walkway around the right wall and along the bottom wall. And then there's a break in that walkway that leads into the open room, and along that wall there's another rock formation there. You can see the lumber piled in the north at the top, and in the far side, beyond some piles of rocks, there is a fire and the sound of goblins around there.
Okay. I'll follow around the south wall, I think you said, with that towards the gap.
Follow crew. Around the south wall. Perfect. You continue. Crew, you continue. There is a gap.
I will take out. I have a gnomish weapon called a kukri. It's like a curved dagger.
Okay.
So I'll have that in one hand, and I'll pull out another dagger in the other hand.
Okay. Coming to the gap, you look through that gap. It's about a 5 foot gap in the wall. To the left of it, you can see the silhouettes of what look like people that are chained and bound, gagged, leaning up against the wall. There's 3 of them. And then through the gap and beyond the rocks, you see the fire, and you can see 3 goblins chanting and dancing around the fire, and they're eating what looks to be some form of meat. Also, from this vantage, you can see in the back, beyond the goblins, there is like just chunks of horse, like leg and the like whole center area. Like they slaughtered all the horses and dragged them in, and they're chanting and they're happy and they're talking about their meat, and They keep laughing about the ugly dudes that they caught. They're having a very good time. They're oblivious to you being there. Lady Sill, you come to the point where you have to make a choice whether you're going to go north or west. You do see the wood is all stacked roughly in the northeast corner of this area. If you went north, you would be behind the wood but have a clear view over the wood at them, granting you some cover.
I need to stay with my boys here, so
Okay. So you're gonna go left.
Yeah, I headed to the left just to, I'm not trying to be on an island by myself.
Sounds good. Crew, would you like to? Which way would you like to go? Towards the prisoners or towards the open area of the room and try and use the rocks as a?
The goblins, they don't look threatening in their current state. They're just having a good old time.
Oh yeah. They're not. They are partying. They are happy. They have gotten a lot of wood to make a base, and they have a lot of food for many, many nights.
All right.
I mean, they have four slaughtered horses piled up along the back wall.
All right. All right. I'm thinking this out loud. And I mean, not literally out loud, but I'm gonna, for the audience purposes, I'm thinking that. Okay, they made an act of aggression by killing the horses. That that's not happy. They chained up people who they're indicating that they're not good. We are not going to, even if we could just sneak the guys out, we're not going to sneak the wood out. So we're going to have to deal with these goblins. So we're either going to take them prisoner or we're going to kill them. So I guess I'm going to Can Kain see the goblins just as good as I can? Like he's...
No, you're looking through the gap. He's come up behind you at this point.
Okay.
Actually, it kind of surprised you because he was so quiet. You're used to hearing him, but he was actually pretty quiet.
I'm going to turn around to him and I'm going to cast message. And it's going to look like I'm whispering, but nothing's coming out of my mouth. But Kain's going to hear in his head, do you want to kill the goblins or should we take them prisoner?
He replies with 2 words: no mercy.
All right, I'll take that. So, is there a way I can get to the opposite side of them?
You wouldn't be able. On the opposite side of them, it would be the north wall because they're kind of in the northwest corner.
Okay.
There are 3 piles of rocks that kind of separate their little area they're staying in, with the main room area of this, and you'd be able to use those rocks with the 23 stealth easily to maneuver to be on the northern. Like if you got like the northern pile of rocks, you'd be able to get around the top of them.
Yeah. I would do that. I'd see if I can get as far as I can, so that way when Kain comes in, I can kind of do a flanking or something.
Okay.
Depending on what they do. So I would like to sneak as far in and as close to them as possible and stay hidden. Okay.
I am going to tell you as you walk, most of them look the same. I'm hitting the wrong keyboard. We're back to that because I am running this. Most of them look the same. There's one that looks slightly different from the other. And now you know that there are a total of 4 getting this close. You count out the 4. 3 of them look very warrior-like, and the other one looks like he's kind of in charge. He acts a bit more regal. He isn't actually any more regal than the other ones, but he kind of like there's a propriety. Like when he grabs the hawk of leg, he's got his pinky finger extended as he's biting it, but he's just as messy and chaotic as the other goblins.
Posh Goblin,
exactly. So you sneak around. You're in that northern most rock pile. Kain, would you like to go through the opening or would you like to go past the prisoners? If you go past the prisoners, you'd almost end up on the complete opposite side of this campfire as crew. That campfire area is about 15 by 15 feet. Maybe 20 by 20.
Yeah, I'd go. I assume crew before he wandered off kind of him and Kain came up with this plan to pincher the goblins in between the two of them.
Mhm.
You go this way, I go this way. We pound them in the middle.
Yeah.
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 We're gonna do the hammer and anvil thing here.
Yes. So you're going past
Yeah.
the prisoners?
Kane's a little worried about Crew being his anvil in this scenario. Yes, he'll go past the prisoners.
Yeah, we haven't fought together yet.
There are 3 prisoners there. There is a lady and 2 gentlemen. The lady looks unconscious, and so does one of the gentlemen. Actually, the one gentleman that you think he's unconscious at first, but he's incredibly dazed. He's not. Like, he almost looks like he's very, very drunk, and just kind of half there.
Like they gave him some of the edibles?
Maybe. Yep, that is very real possibility. The third guy, though, when he sees you, his eyes open really big, and he stops and just kind of sulks and moans again a little bit and rattles his chains to kind of help cover your walking past. Lady
Okay.
Syl, you come up to that opening. You see that Crew has gone one direction and Kain has gone the other to flank these. What you think are 3 goblins. Where would you like to set up?
I am hoping there's cover,
Yep.
but it is my intention to wait until the attacks start and then start slinging some spells. So
Okay.
I am just hanging loose in the dark.
So I have a question for you. You would be from here. You would be at long range, like you'd be at like 40. Well, actually, no. You're about 20 feet away from where you're
I
at.
need to be at 20 feet. I need to be at 20
need to
feet.
be at
So
20
I would
feet.
find the nearest cover that I would have within 20 feet if I could.
You can definitely being here, being behind this wall. You're going to be a little over 20 feet. You can get around and get behind one of those rock formations. You'll be about 10, 15 feet away. But there's a lot of
All right, that
open
is my
space in there.
intent.
Okay, and you had a 19
That
on
is
your
my
stealth?
intent.
Whatever it was.
Here
I think it
I
was
have
19.
that. Stealth was 20.
Stealth was 20, yeah. You get behind that first rock formation. So we have Crew in the northeast corner, Kain in the southwest corner, and Lady Syl in the southeast corner. And there are 4 goblins, Lady Syl, you notice as you pull up. And let's throw your stuff in here. Crew, you had a 23.
Yeah.
Lady Syl had a 20. And Jacob had a 15.
Yep.
And they have no idea you're coming. Oops. I put that in the wrong thing. Let me change that. And we will just start with Crew.
Nice.
Crew,
All right.
the Posh Goblin is in the northwest corner of the fire. They're all sitting around a 5-foot fire, kind of dancing and chanting and eating. The other 3 corners, they're all sitting in corners. So northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast.
Okay, so the Posh one is closer to Kain then?
You
The
and
Posh one's
stuff.
kind of split. If you guys, you'd have to
Okay.
both move to the corner to catch the Posh
Got
one.
it. Okay, I would probably go for the one closest to me.
Okay. So the northeast corner.
How far away is he from me?
At this point, 5 feet, 10 feet.
Okay, then if it's 5 feet, I'll just use a step action just to
Okay.
keep my movement slow. So
So we're
hopefully
going
they
to
don't
start
recognize-
the initiative right now, and that's your first action. Is you're going to
Yeah.
step.
Yep, I will step and then I will.
He's
let me just make
flat-footed.
sure I get this correctly. So my. Hold on, I got this. Okay, so that was my first action. My second and third actions are, I guess it doesn't matter actually, because it'll already be flat-footed. So I do have twin feint, so it gives me the ability to make my second attack have it flat-footed, but it really doesn't matter because it's already flat-footed because I'm surprise attacking it. So I will attack with the kukri. Boom, 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that absolutely hits. That was
Nice.
almost a crit
So
hit with the flat-footed.
If it with the okay, I was gonna say with the flat-footed, is it? Okay, so damage is 9.
Okay. Would you like to describe how this one dies? This is just
yeah,
a straight up backstab to this fucker as he's got his.
So I'm gonna go right through. You know, assuming goblins here are same as goblins everywhere. I'm gonna go right through where I assume the heart is.
Yep.
Stab it through and hold the blade there so it doesn't fall, and stand behind it and use it as cover. And so that I don't have to move again. My second attack will be to throw my dagger at the Posh one.
Yes.
So so this is the second attack is only +3. It's 11 to hit, but it would also be flat-footed. So I think that was a miss probably.
It just misses.
Okay.
Misses. Oh, that would have been so epic.
All right, so I'm just gonna stay there and stand behind the now limp goblin, and assuming I'm short enough to maybe stay hidden for just a few more seconds.
You're gonna have you're gonna be
Or some cover
you're
or
gonna
something.
have a +4 in cover because of your size and their size, pretty much, because there isn't much of you showing to them. Lady Sill.
I'm gonna find one of the other goblins.
Yep.
And I'm gonna sling a divine lance at it.
Okay. The southwest or southeast, or do you want to go after the Posh one?
The one farthest away from where the attack just came.
Okay, so that's the one closest to Kain. That's the southwest one.
Okay, that one then.
Oh, chaos. Chaos tactics.
That one's only a 13 to hit.
Let's see. Nope, just misses.
Okay. And then, unfortunately, then I'll just take a second attack. I will throw my cold damage. And that's only 11 to hit, so just a couple misses.
Couple misses. Boo.
Cool. Alright, done then.
Jacob,
Still staying as hidden as I can.
you notice crew come through, stab a guy, throw a dagger. Lady Sill fired off a couple of magic things. They're hopping around still. They're not quite settled on what's going on yet. The hopping is kind of stopped, but the magic kind of made them like, what would you like to do? Again, if you took a step, you would be in melee with the one in the southwest.
So the southwest. I want to try to position myself so that with my reach, I can hit both the two regular goblins.
So you'd have to, you just have to move
without having to move in between.
Yep, you wouldn't have to be in between them. You have enough space to move up along that western wall, and they'd both be in 10-foot range of you. You'd like split them. So if you took, so it's you, then 10 feet straight to your left, and they're on the box above and below it. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. One of those is the adept, and the other one is the southwest.
Okay.
He's spicy.
So that was my move, and then I'm just going to smash.
Smash. Kain smash.
18.
18 hits.
11 bludgeoning.
Which one was that?
I'll say that was the one. Yeah,
Posh?
sure, whatever.
Posh or southwest?
No,
Not
not
Posh.
Posh.
Southwest?
No. Sure.
How does he die?
He takes one upside the head from behind. Just didn't even see it coming, and you see the neck kind of. The hammer catches him square.
All right.
Called a hammer. It's actually a flail, but
Yeah, the big rock on the chain just kind of levels him. Did not see it coming. He topples over. His crushed in head is kind of laying in the fire.
All right. And then second attack at minus penalty at the other one. Well, that's only an 8.
That Posh, that misses. That your stone swings over the top of it and collides with the wall, and there's like rock bits that go flying everywhere.
Okay.
He turns and looks at you, and he is, he starts waving his hands a little bit and starts muttering some gibberish. I need a will save from you.
A will save. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he casting a spell?
Yes, he is.
Does that spell have the manipulate action as part of it?
No, it does not.
So the whole opportunity attack thing.
Yeah. 10.
10. Yeah. That is a... Where's his...
Probably a fail.
Yeah, that would be a fail, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to figure out where his thing is. Yes. Yep, that is a failure. You are dazed, which means you are stunned for 1 round. Stunned 1.
Stunned 1. Okay.
Stunned 1.
Stunned. Reading. Can't act. Stunned usually includes a value and number of total actions you lose, possibly multiple times. Each time you regain actions at the start of your turn, reduce the number you gain in stun value.
Oh, you do take
You're
damage.
stunned 4, you lose an extra. So if I'm stunned 1, that means I lose 1 action. It doesn't mean I lose a turn. It means I just lose 1 action on 1 turn. Okay.
Yep. And then I gotta... Oh, wait a minute.
Stunned.
Oh. Hey, let's back up 1 minute. Let's see if he even hits you, because he's got to attack.
Oh.
I don't have dice up for this. That's not good.
If he has to attack, he has to step, because he's out of range me if he's doing a melee.
That is correct. No.
Action economy is fun.
It is a ranged thing. It's a...
Okay, he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, up to 60 feet. I need to...
I believe here... Hold on. Details.
I'm trying to figure out if I can...
Manipulate action, move action. If he's making a ranged attack, I get an AO.
Oh, do you?
I get an AO against anything that makes a ranged attack, leaves a square during its move action it's using, or uses something with manipulate action.
Okay, yeah.
But I get it after he does what he does because he triggers it.
Yep.
He gets to go first.
So I gotta do this quick. This is gonna be funny. I didn't have dice roller open at all. 12.
No.
So you aren't dazed then, because it misses.
Okay. Pink. Gone.
It's only if he hits. Then you gotta make the saving throw. So yes, you get your AO on him.
Smashy face. Oh, jeez, I rolled a natural 1. I missed completely. Still must have hit enough for me.
He ducked. He is going to... Oh, what? He doesn't have much else he can do.
Level 1.
He's going to step to you. He's going to step into range with you. And that's it, because that's the end of his turn. The other guy, this was the
Southeast guy, I think.
Southeast guy, yeah. He is going to charge crew. So he runs to crew, getting melee range with him, and he pulls out this wicked ass looking rusty sword. You're not from here, but both Lady Syl and Kain recognize these as, they call them dog slicers. The goblins do.
It's better than the horse chopper.
Yeah. That's the bigger one. He moves to you, and he takes a melee attack. I am using the wrong thing again. And the die roll. Plus, what does he have? Plus 8. 20 to hit.
Now, did you say I have a
yep,
minus?
Yeah, there's a -4 on that, so it's a 16.
Okay, that will miss then.
That will miss. He takes his dog slicer out, and you actually pull your head to the side and just kind of hold your dagger up, like puppeteering the goblin, and that dog slicer comes right into the neck of the thing. And then he's going to pull back and try again. And this will be at a -8. No, 9. Jesus.
The body's probably less of a protection at this point.
Yeah, we'll make it a 2. It's not going to matter. He rolled a 3. It is a critical fail as he swings over the top of his buddy there. And that moves us back to crew.
All right, so he's within melee with me then,
Yes,
correct?
Yes, he is.
Cool. Then I will use my first action to draw my second dagger,
Okay.
and then my third and fourth actions to
Third and fourth.
second and third. Math is
You drew your second dagger. First action, second dagger, third and fourth. You're accounting.
Fourth
It's
action.
fine.
Yeah.
to use the twin feint. So the first strike is normal, and the second one would be flat-footed if my. Yeah, no, that's it.
What
So
are you doing with your goblin on a stick here?
I was just. Okay. Can I attack with him on it, or do I need to shake him off as an action?
I would think if you were going to use him and you got a cover bonus for him, you got to take an action to get your dagger out of him.
It's fair.
All right. All right. Then I'm not going to draw the other dagger. Then I would just use my first action to shake off the first goblin,
Okay,
and then just probably attack twice with the kukri.
makes sense.
First attack is a 9 to hit.
That misses.
I rolled it 2. And then second attack is a 16.
That just hits.
All right, we'll take it. Because he wasn't flat-footed, I don't get sneak attack.
Correct.
So it is just 5.
Just 5. You put a pretty good slash in him. He does not look like he's doing very well.
All right, good enough for me.
All right, Lady Sel, you saw Jacob annihilate one of these guys who's now laying in the fire. The smell of burnt goblin is filling the air. Wow. I said Jacob referring to Jeff, which is going to happen. Crew used his improvised shield to great effect and shook it off and swung at his opponent a few times, making contact, and actually his opponent does not look so hot. The Posh Goblin has not been hit yet and looks like he's advancing on Kain.
Is that the only active goblin running around yet, or there's one more?
There are 2. There's the Posh Goblin, and then the one that has been hit by that Crew's dealing with. You have one with Crew that it looks very like he's not doing so well, and then you have Posh Goblin who's going after Kain.
Got it. Okay. I will attack the goblin, the Posh Goblin.
Posh Goblin? All right.
Yep. And you see me kind of go into the tank, and then a light shines as I shine a ray of moonlight onto him and attack with my moonbeam. It is only a 7 to hit,
That misses.
of course, and then I will.
Unless you want to use
take a
your
second
hero,
attack.
you can use your hero point to re-roll if you'd like
Yeah,
to.
would you like to use your
Oh
hero
yeah, I
point?
forget about that. Why not? Sure. Why not? My rolls are not helping me out today. Only a 13. So.
13? That misses too.
I'll take my second attack. I'll throw some cold damage his way.
Okay.
And 16 to hit.
That hits, yes.
Okay, cool.
It's solid.
And that's only a 1d4, but cold damage. So 2 cold damage.
2 cold damage. He kind of glares over his shoulder at you, seeing you be up by the rock.
And then I just kind of point at Kain. Like, you need to worry about him.
All right. Speaking of which, he points at Kain and he turns and looks at Kain. Kain, it's your go.
Kain gives him that intimidating glare.
Oh boy.
So make a will save.
Will save. Will save is
16 on my end.
That's almost a critical. Well, actually, it is a critical fail because it was a 1, and it ended up being a 7, which is a failure, and you knock it down to a critical failure. So, what does a critical failure do with the intimidating glare?
It becomes frightened 2 instead of frightened 1, so it's a -2 to all of his stats,
Ooh.
and it lowers by 1 point at the end of his turn.
So he is frightened 2. Where's frightened?
At the end of his turn, it decreases by 1, so he'll be -2 on all his stuff until the end of his next turn. Then it goes to -1, and then it goes through again.
Cool. Oh shit! I put it on him, and then I took it off him.
He's frightened 2 now, and now getting smashy faced with the
Frightened 2.
your hammer.
Oh, that automatically adjusts all his stats. That's awesome.
18.
18 actually definitely hits him.
5 damage bludgeoning.
He's still standing. He's wobbly, but he's still standing. Singing some.
Second attack. 15.
15 does hit.
9 damage.
9 damage. How does he die?
The first one, just for flair, takes out his legs. The second one comes over the top and smashes him while he's on the ground.
That kind of, there's a sickening crunch as that boulder lands on him, and just there's kind of like a gremlin in the microwave.
Oh, that's a horrible memory. God.
How few words can you say to have everyone know exactly what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Use pop culture references all the time in describing stuff as a DM. It's fun. All right.
That's it, I'm done.
Crew. The goblin in front of you. You still have a minus. Oh no, you shook him off, so you no longer have the cover. He's coming after you with his dog slicer. So let's see. He's going to swing. 18 to hit.
That is my AC.
All right. So what is the damage on this thing? It's not terrible. 1 slashing damage.
Holy cow.
You rolled a 1.
Take it, bitch.
His second attack is not going to connect. That's an 8 to hit.
Nope.
And
That would be 10 minus. That'd be critical miss.
He's looking around at all his friends and figuring his only way out of this is to fight his way out. So he swings a third time, which is a 12 to hit.
Miss.
It's actually pretty decent for a third swing.
Yeah, for a third attack at a -10.
Yeah.
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 So, that is, let's see. That's him. He's dead. He's dead. Back to crew. It's back to you, dude.
All right. I will. This time I will draw my second dagger, and then I will use my 2-action twin feint to make a dazzling series of attacks with both weapons. So it's essentially, let's see. Trying to see if this is the one that it's like 2 attacks with the same not with the same modifier, but with the all the damage is all kind of as one. I think I'll have to look and make sure. But the first attack is a 22.
Yes.
The second attack with the little penalty is a dirty 20.
Yep.
So that is, I'll add this up. That plus that, and since the second one he was flat-footed because of how Twin Feint works, I will add the sneak attack, 1 die, for a total of 15 damage.
Lady Syl and Kain, you guys have known Crew for a little while, and he seemed pretty unassuming and peppy and kind of just a good guy all the way around. The display he puts on here is a little disturbing as he slices through this one. And it's clearly dead with the first hit. But there's 2 or 3 more slices through this goblin as it's still standing before it even hits the ground. And he just kind of cuts it up. Almost like a Cuisinart or something. Just goblin falls over. And it becomes very quiet in the cave suddenly.
Making those little spiral potatoes, except it's goblin.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. Yeah, he's gone. You guys are out of initiative.
Lady Syl, there are some people over there that may need your assistance.
Yeah, I'll Lady Syl will go over there and just make sure everybody's awake and kind of take out the healer's kit, just do some general smelling salts and stuff like that to any of those that are knocked out, and just start to untie them.
The one that was conscious, when you remove the gag from his mouth, he's like, oh, thank you. Freaking goblins jumped us, knocked me out. I don't know what they gave Bill here, but he's not doing well. My name's Shep. We're bringing shipment from. We're supposed to deliver to the Crow's Cask. Most of the wood's there, and I don't know where the wagons are. Well, he looks over and goes, "Well, there are the horses." The one wagon's probably wrecked. There was a dragon that attacked us on the road, and that's how the goblins got the jump on us. It wasn't a very big dragon, but it was enough to upset the cart and destroy some of it.
Everybody's got a dragon.
Yeah, it's all these dragons.
I think it's the same dragon technically, but I wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know but
that one.
If you ask him a little bit more, he might be able to give you some clues that would tell you whether or not it was.
Ellie killed that one, and Bob killed himself on that dragon's dead tooth. So that couldn't be that one.
That dragon's alive. Maybe he had a sibling.
It very well could. There could have been 2. Who knows? I'm going to go ahead and pick the locks on the chains while we're... And again, he's like... It's kind of similar to when he was riding the horse. Like, he's just talking to the people while he's picking the locks. Like, it's no big deal. He's not really... Like, he's not...
amiable guy. It's like, here.
It doesn't seem like he's focusing on the lock, but he's doing that. So... I think it's just a thievery check.
Yeah.
20 natural 20 for 27 on the lock picking.
Yeah, like you don't even. It's funny because Crew's like looking at you. He grabs something out of his pocket in his hand, Lady Syl, and he's looking at them, and he's kind of looking at you, and he's talking to you about something, and he unlocks it like it's nothing, and you're like, holy hell, where was this guy when we went to clear out
right.
Oh, would have been much easier to open some of those chests.
So yeah, at the end of that, hopefully they're up and about, but
they would be.
We're not just gonna send them home, right? So they kind of need to lag behind us.
We gotta load up the wagon and everything. Yeah.
In the wagon.
Yeah.
Along with
So we'll tell them to load up the wagon, but should we continue down the cave?
There isn't anywhere to really continue. This cave is it's pretty much just this 40 by 20 opening where these goblins were holed up and setting up a base.
Oh,
Quote unquote
so
base.
essentially a dragon happened and the goblins took advantage of it.
Yes.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
You do bring all three of them up and have them. There is a melancholy sadness that you would notice.
Is it an infinite sadness?
Well, Ruby, that's the girl. If you look through her eyes, if anyone's familiar with that album, my favorite song on it is "Through the Eyes of Ruby." She actually is the one that is, and Bill walks over to her and seems to be comforting her at one point. Make a perception check, crew, because you're the one that kind of asked about this a little bit.
17.
17. You do notice human body parts among the horse parts in the back of the cave. There may have been a fourth member to this group that did not make it out of this.
Now he's a dismember.
Yeah.
Too soon? Too soon?
I mean, you see Bill and Shep just start crying.
Bill, Shep, and Ruby. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, too soon for them at least. You don't make that joke around them.
No.
But the gods are cruel and laugh at such jokes.
As we're loading up the wood and stuff, check around the cave, check the bodies, anything interesting that we find before we go.
The goblins let's see. There is a there's a book on the Posh goblin. There's a book in it. As you look in it, it's kind of crazy writing. It kind of looks like common. It looks like a cross between common and goblin. But it's clearly a magic book, like a spell book of some kind.
It'd be something for our crazy wizard to try to figure out.
He has a writing set as well that is it's a really crude bone that he's using as a quill, and then it's kind of a nice ink vial. It does not belong on a goblin. Maybe it came from somewhere else. The other three have the dog slicers. There are short bows on them with 10 arrows each, and they all are wearing leather armor. So if you wanted to, you could strip that stuff away.
We have a wagon. We might as well bring some of it back. Maybe not the dog slicers, but the bows and the armor.
Yeah.
Ellie,
Fetch a
your
price.
might be able to use it.
Yep.
Yeah, probably get a gold piece from a blacksmith or a
Something.
sturdy piece of iron.
The arrows would sell. The arrows and short bows would be good for someone, especially around town. Through the course of the next evening and the next day, you have a safe place to stay here. If you take watches, there is a fire already, and you can quarter up some of the horse meat. Still looks like it's in decent condition if you wanted to cook it and have some meal there. You do have the road travel rations from Ellie otherwise if you don't feel like butchering anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're only going to be able to haul half of the wood if it's all intact. I don't know if...
You do realize through conversation that Shep is he's a wagoneer. He makes wagons is what he does. And with some of the wood, he is able to structure up, and actually, if you go back in the woods through the course of the day, you find some of the other pieces of the wagon, and he's able to cobble up. It's not the best thing. You aren't going to be able to move at the full speed of the other wagon, but you are able to create another wagon that would carry everything. You just got to take your time and hook the right horses up to it, because that
More of a cart than a wagon.
yeah, kind of.
All right. Sorry, nice work, Shep.
Oh, well, it's not pretty, that's for sure, but It'll get us where we need to go. And over the course of the next day and a half, 2 days, you are able to manufacture this and head back to Ellie.
That's good because the rum is gone.
Crew needs a refill.
Why is the rum always gone?
Bartender, crew needs a refill.
All right, nice work, crew.
Nice job.
Yeah, I rolled really well today, so hopefully that's not just a one-time thing.
And we're only a little over the top of the cutoff time, so that's not bad. Getting pretty
Since we
good
started
at
late,
designing.
it works.
Yep, I'm getting pretty good at designing for an hour and a half. Kind of figured it out.
I like it. Nice work, GM.
Thank you. And now we have the wood, the lumber to build the belching dragon, and continue the story. Is Norm going to be back next week? Do we know that?
I think so.
Norm's back. Jeff's gone.
I will be gone next week.
Norm's back. Jeff's gone. Excellent. Musical chairs. Sooner or later, the music will stop and all the chairs will be full instead of one being missing.
Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the summer. So
Are there titles? Did we have titles?
did anyone doing show titles?
There's many titles.
Let's vote for some show titles.
If I'm not paying attention to you guys, that's what I'm doing.
Excellent. Cool. So I will read off.
And then we always get a couple good ones from Alquin. So
So we have Ironwood to prevent attacks by old drivers. Crew on CCTV. Weird chickens. Tank tracks. Goblin war tank. Edibles for Molly or horse. Oh, edibles or Molly for horses. We have wood, we have food, we have really ugly dude. We can't sneak out the wood. The knob Posh Goblin. Goblin Gangnam Style. Taylor Swift album Shake the Goblin Off the Kukri. Frightened 2 pissing in his loincloth. Like a gremlin in a microwave. Goblin spiral potatoes, slice and dice goblin style. Oh my gosh. The knob Posh Goblin. I'm gonna do this one too. Oh, I suppose I'm the one that's got a tie-break shit today, isn't it? And this one's fun too. All right, if you're in chat, go to tommnorm.showbot.tv and vote for your favorite titles. We do have a tie here at the top. You can vote for multiple. I like to vote for 3 to prevent ties from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well, we'll deal with Jeff being gone next week.
Anything we got to add to our inventory from Ellie? Running this?
We can always let Tom Norman do tiebreaker.
Yeah, we could let Tom Norman. Yeah, because he's gonna upload it anyways. So
he likes that.
I don't know if I gotta send him the file and whatnot, but we'll figure that out somehow.
The ones that you were doing on those 30-second test things, they were in Twitch, so
they stayed in Twitch. Okay, cool.
Yeah. They were very boring, but not good for content. But thankfully, they were only 30 and 45 seconds long.
The first one was, damn it, I can't hear myself.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear that.
Yeah, there we go. I can hear myself. Cool. So it's looking like it's going to be Knob Posh Goblin or Like a Gremlin in a Microwave. One of those two will be. And I will tell. I will say to Norm, hey, go with the Knob Posh Goblin, because I like giving our listeners the benefit of the doubt when it comes to voting. Excellent title. All right, well, that's going to do it for Two Nerds, One Quest for this week. Next week, we will be back with 1 Tom and Norman minus 1 Genius. I don't know if we'll autopilot crew, or if there will be some adventures in building, adventures in construction work. I don't know what we'll do for an adventure. I'll figure something out. And who knows, maybe we will just step into the first pages of the grand campaign we are kicking off here. There may be ways to do that. That could be fun.
Yeah,
Roll to attack the nail.
You pretty much saw what crew has to offer, and at probably some of the best rolls I'll ever have in the whole campaign. So, John, I feel like you could pilot him if you had to.
Okay. Yeah, if I don't have to run the 1s and 2s, I can probably pilot crew. So, and then you get to listen and learn what we have going on here. So, all right, that will do it. I hope y'all had a good time. Thanks for voting on show titles. Thanks for tuning in. We are 2 Nerds, 1 Quest. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hometown.
Stop streaming.